and I've got a mocha pot. One is for coffee, one is for espresso, and really wasn't paying attention to which one I poured out of, so yeah, I've got a nice mug full of espresso now.
Mm. Yeah, I want to find out what a good espresso actually tastes like.
Well, it's actually quite simple. What you need to do, okay, and this is the best way I can describe it, you need to get a hold of a 9-volt battery, okay? Then, you take that 9-volt battery, wrap it with some copper wire, stick it to your tongue while you're jerking off, and then eat a Butterfinger cup, and that's about the both taste and experience of a good cup of espresso.
Okay. And welcome to High Class Geek News. Where every week we completely forego the news that's actually important to instead talk about the news you actually give a shit about. I'm your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. Giving you advice on cappuccino is the angry monkey himself, that is John Little.
Point of order. Point of order. Quick, 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 quick. You assume we actually give a shit about anything. So in direct defiance of your initial announcement, this isn't the news we give a shit about. This is the news that we deem necessary for our comedy and sanity to force upon you along with our will and ideas because you have nothing better to do than watch these idiots.
The Walking Dead is on tonight. And Pixie, as once again we start with only one half of Jixie.
He should be walking in the door at any moment. It's kind of funny, so.
And tonight's episode, taking a bite out of the Big Apple. I think we can all figure out what the main topic is.
New York Comic Con!
Colon rectal health? Well,
Yeah.
Apples are really good for digestion.
Yes, it was the New York Comic Con this weekend, so pretty much that's where almost all of our news has come from. Which will be handed to you semi-randomly because I could not find the time to arrange the stories. Because my job has been torturing me with shifts that leave me with no sleep.
Sleep is a proficient waste of time.
So, anyway, as a result of that, we're going to forego the releases this week and just get straight to it. We have more than enough news to fill up the space. So, let's get to it with films. First of all, George Miller has confirmed he already has 2 Mad Max sequels in development.
I'm okay with this. I'm still going to hold out with nervous trepidation. As much as don't get me wrong.
The remake. I still haven't seen it yet.
I loved Fury Road. Pixie, I highly recommend it. But by the same token, that was lightning in a bottle. And in order to capture that again, he is really going to have to pull out the stops. And I'm hoping that he does that. But by the same token, in terms of every other sequel I've seen in my life, chances are it's not going to. But again, I'll still
enjoy the third sequel in a series.
Well, yes, technically it's the 4th sequel.
4th sequel?
The Road Warrior, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, Mad Max Fury Road.
No, Mad Max is the original. Road Warrior is the second one, so that's the 1st sequel. Beyond Thunderdome is the 2nd sequel, and the Fury Road is the 3rd sequel.
Well, okay, then we're arguing semantics.
And there's not a bad one in the bunch. Most film franchises wish they could say their weakest movie was either Mad Max or Beyond Thunderdome.
Moving on.
Anyway, hey John, you remember when we were, back in our high school days and we were stuck with 90s comics because God hated us? And we kept...
No, I don't remember this at all. I've blocked it out specifically. But go on.
If there was one manga that would often come up in conversation before it became all about teenage girls, it was Blade of the Immortal.
Okay, I can see that. What about it? Are we getting a movie?
Yes. Being directed by Takashi Miike.
Okay. I'm okay with this. We shall see what happens.
I'm going to assume buckets of blood.
Yay! Buckets of blood.
You know as well as I do it won't be buckets. It'll be hoses, because it'll all have to spray. It's not like somebody's got a bucket and they're throwing it. This isn't the early days of Sam Raimi. We don't need people with buckets throwing blood on set. No, no, no. We have pressurized hoses.
I want buckets of blood.
I want to see an anthology movie where it's 4 short films by Takashi Miike, Sam Raimi, Peter Jackson, the guys who did the new Evil Dead. And the only thing you give them is you got 20 minutes to put as much blood on the screen as you can.
Raimi's going to win that one.
Yay!
Because, I'm sorry, we turned Evil Dead 2 into a drinking game. Every time there was a new color of blood, you had to drink. And as long as blood was on screen, you had to keep drinking. There's one scene where literally I have seen 3 people pass out from drinking too much. Because it's literally a minute and a half of blood flowing out of a tree.
Yay, blood!
Yes, but that was old Sam Raimi. He hasn't been the same since Spider-Man.
Well, you know what? You wouldn't be the same either.
Who could be?
Though I honestly would love to say, since you mentioned Peter Jackson, I would love for Peter Jackson to go back to making the fucked up films that he did in his youth. I want to see the new Meet the Feebles or Dead Alive. Yeah, I know. It's still one of the prides in my DVD collection.
I'm still trying to find a copy on DVD.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, there's still part of me that even though I bought mine at a Suncoast, I'm still pretty sure it's a bootleg.
Speaking of old movies from the 80s, Universal Pictures did something awesome that nobody asked them to do. As we know, we have the 30th anniversary coming up of one of our all-time favorite film series, Back to the Future. So, in response, Universal released the trailer for Jaws 19. If you don't get the reference, what the fuck are you doing watching the show? Don't act like you didn't see it, John. That trailer was hilarious.
Not as good as the other video I saw this week. I posted it on my page. If you didn't watch it, that's on you.
Hey, if you didn't put it on the source page, that's on you.
Hey, look. It has nothing to do with this. That's why it's not on the source page.
Which one are you talking about?
It involves a unicorn.
Oh, yeah, I had posted that first thing in the morning. I was like, good morning, everyone!
Yeah.
It's unicorn porn, isn't it?
No, but it's a commercial. And it makes the Poopery commercial look like a British documentary in terms of humor.
I want to swear they're like one and the same company.
It's the same. Yeah, well, it's the same company making the commercial, but yeah, the Squatty Potty commercial, I haven't laughed that hard in ages. I really haven't.
Especially at the end with all the kids.
The haiku. Moving on, Evan. We're getting distracted. Moving on.
The Harry Potter spinoff, Fantastic Beast, has hired Jon Voight as a player. Does anyone other than me notice there's a lot of American actors going into this movie?
Yeah. I'm curious to see how it turns out.
It's Jon Voight. I can't say he's really done anything worth watching in the last 10 years.
Actually, in my mind, I think the last thing I saw him do that was worth watching was Mission Impossible. That was 20 years ago. Or will be tomorrow. I mean,
yeah, I know. And I'm kind of sitting there going, the last thing I saw Jon Voight in was Anaconda. Worth watching.
I saw that in theaters.
Oh, God.
Actually, Pixie, if I think about it, I think I saw it with you.
No, I was still in Maryland. This is way before the North Carolina days.
Eh.
Continuing on with the theme of letting our childhoods be relived, we're apparently getting another Dennis the Menace movie.
Why? We haven't had a good one yet.
Momo! I got you, Momo. I'm not letting go.
Come here, Kit Kat. Come here. Yeah, Momo's demanding attention, so I'm going to put you on screen if I can get a hold of you. Come here, Kit Kat.
She's under the table. It's fine. I'm just dealing with awkward cat moment.
Huh.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. It looks like we're also getting a remake to Flatliners. Why
Again?
is it a second sooner? Could have got
Why?
a script. Because it looks like Ellen Page might be in it, and we'd like to give her work.
Not with Flatliners. Who does she owe money to?
Probably nobody. I mean, I doubt it's going to be done with Batman and Robin Man again.
It's Flatliners. I mean, if you're gonna remake a shitty movie from the late '80s, early '90s, you might as well remake Nightbreed.
I think you're the only person I know who actually hates that movie.
What, Flatliners?
Yeah.
Everybody hates Flatliners. It's
I don't even remember it.
Exactly. Either people don't remember it or they fucking hate it. You never
See,
hear
not everybody hates Flatliners. Then. There are people who don't remember it.
You never hear fucking anyone say, you know what movie I haven't watched in a while? Flatliners. That movie really meant a lot to me. No one's ever said it. No one ever will say it because it's a piece of shit.
No one ever said that about Thriller or A Cruel Picture, but it's still a good movie.
Which picture?
Thriller or A Cruel Picture.
Well, granted, I've actually never even seen that one. But have they planned to remake it?
No.
Were they going to give Ellen Page
it's
work
rights.
doing it? No, because nobody wants it.
Well, here's something people do want. According to Will Smith, there's a very strong possibility by the end of next year we'll have a Bad Boys 3.
Again, why? We have
Because
two.
people really like Bad Boys 2.
No.
Translation.
And I don't understand why people really like Bad Boys 2. It was 2.5 hours long, and I felt every fucking minute of it.
And again, it's because Martin Lawrence needs work and Will Smith owes him a favor. There's a dead hooker somewhere with Will Smith's DNA all over it. The only person who knows where it is Martin Lawrence. And me. That's right, Will Smith. I know. I know what you did.
John, will it make you feel better to know that Sony wants a Danger Mouse film?
No, it won't. That will not make me feel better. Again, just because it existed in the 80s and might have somewhat of a cult following does not mean we need to relaunch it, rehash it, bring it back. Let us enjoy it for what it fucking is. I love to watch old Danger Mouse on my TV, but you know what I don't want to watch? New Danger Mouse.
We already have New Danger Mouse on Netflix.
Exactly, and you know what? Fucking terrible. It wasn't a great show to start with.
We make things from the 80s when we still have things from the 90s. Apparently, that Power Rangers movie is definitely happening because Naomi Scott has been cast as the new Pink Ranger.
My brain is really starting to hurt.
But there are so many great Power Rangers movies, like...
Hey, I'm just glad we're getting a new Power Rangers movie from the X-Men franchise.
From the what franchise?
The X-Men franchise. Have you not seen the pictures of Apocalypse? He looks like fucking Ivan Ooze.
Actually, he doesn't look like that anymore. They've changed his color scheme.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Speaking of sequels we do want, we have been given the official title for the Ant-Man sequel, which will be coming out in 2018. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well, that should be decent at least.
I still need to see
We
Ant-Man.
get to see Evangeline Lilly in skin-tight superhero outfit.
Meow, meow, meow.
And hopefully they'll do something with that hair, because not that she didn't look hot, but seriously, Supergirl shouldn't have the bob. About 50 years too late for the bob.
Moving on.
Moving on. Let's see. Oh, screw that. Why I can't click on it, I'm not doing it. All right. Let's see. Apparently, there are new. Man, they're really now starting to go full force with the marketing for Batman v Superman. More specifically, with LexCorp. We've already had an interview with Alexander Luthor Jr. in Forbes magazine, and apparently they have provided free Wi-Fi via LexOS, I believe, at the Comic-Con.
Yep. Still don't care.
Oh,
Sorry,
so-
folks. Sorry, Internet. Don't care. Don't care about the marketing for Batman v Superman. Probably not going to watch it till it goes on Netflix or a Redbox if I'm feeling particularly frisky. But there's not a damn way they're getting any of my money to see it.
Harry Potter might, though, because apparently Fantastic Beasts has also hired Ron Perlman.
I'm okay with this. Anything
should
gives
all
Ron
watch
Perlman
it.
more work, though I wish we had another Hellboy film.
Yeah, so does he. And apparently the plans have not been scrapped for Justice League Dark. It is still happening.
And still don't care.
As well as we finally gotten the first trailer for Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Now, that I have watched, that I will pay money for. I read the book, I loved it. I'm hoping they decide to make Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters as well.
Oh. And apparently we're also getting an Expendables 4. John, you may ask the why again.
Oh.
No, that one I know why. Stallone needs work, he owns the property rights, and you know what? Fuck it, as long as he keeps making money, he'll keep doing it. And I'm interested to see how many more action stars they can dig up.
He's doing Creed. What more do we need in life?
Again, I'm just anxious to see how many more old action stars he can dig. I'm waiting for Sergeant Slaughter to be brought back, or him to start bringing in old wrestlers like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. No, Sergeant Slaughter's not dead.
Then yeah, Sergeant Slaughter needs to come back. What doesn't need to come back is a live-action Cruella de Vil, but it's happening.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, I just had a realization.
Oh god.
The Expendables? That's the live-action G.I. Joe movie we all wanted.
No, not really.
Think about it.
No
Think
Snake
about
Eyes.
it. Well, yes, granted, we're missing a Snake Eyes, but think about the concept. You don't have actual people, you have caricatures with special traits that fight illicit terrorist organizations also made of people with special traits. So hence, we have the G.I. Joe movies we all wanted. We just need Snake Eyes, you're absolutely right.
So the more you know.
And apparently, does anybody other than me realize that they are really all of a sudden marketing the hell out of Goosebumps?
Yeah, I've noticed it.
He even, they even did a special thing on YouTube. Jack played Five Nights at Freddy's 4 with Markiplier, promoting it with his own son.
And you know what the most disappointing thing was? Jack Black normally seems like a very cool guy, but honestly, in this interview, he just seemed like a pompous ass who really didn't want to be there.
He really did. His
Well,
son's adorable, though.
apparently the studio is so confident in what will be the success of that film that they have also started to start pre-production on a Fear Street movie.
Yeah, you know what I'm waiting for? Since they're rehashing shit from the 90s, I'm waiting for them to bring back Erie, Indiana.
Oh, God. I have that show on DVD.
X-Files for kids.
Waiting for something with, like...
Actually, doesn't it predate the X-Files?
No, it doesn't.
Pretty sure it does.
Well, I'll have to look that up.
It
I'm
does,
not sure off the top of my head.
because that show first aired when I was on Guam. X-Files didn't air until I moved to North Carolina.
Again, I'm not sure that's correct, but you may be right. We'll have to look it up later. Ooh, you know what?
And finally, Disney has done something awesome. They have shown that, and this will be a special feature in the upcoming Diamond release of the film, they have shown footage of outtakes of Robin Williams for Aladdin.
Yeah, I saw an ad for that. I'm gonna get it. It's still a little tender. Robin Williams.
Yeah, I will download them off the internet, but I'm not going to give Disney money for that. Not unless the money's going to mental health charities. If the money's going to mental health charities, I'm all for it. But if Disney's just going to say, hey, we had these things laying around, we're going to sit on them. Oh, wait, he's dead. We can make more money on these. Fuck him.
That's not what happened, and you know it. What it is Disney re-releases the movie once every 5 years, and every 5 years they have to come up with new special features, even though they mine the hell out of their fucking archives just for the first one.
True.
All right, moving on to television. We got 2 new trailers for the upcoming series I'm excited for, Netflix's Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
There was what I call the nice ass trailer. Yes, I hate to reduce to that, but let's be honest. It's a picture of her walking away from the camera. It's just impossible to not notice her ass despite the heavy shadow, and it's basically just saying, oh, look, she can fly.
That booty.
Booty.
We also got one with a voiceover from David Tennant using his American accent, where we actually get to see her face.
Now, you see, if you would put the David Tennant voice on the booty shot, that would have broken the internet.
And honestly, I think an award should already be given to the makeup people, because my only problem with Kristen Ritter being hired to play Jessica Jones is Jessica Jones is very normal pretty, whereas Kristen Ritter is what she is, a former supermodel. So, yeah. But they have done a good job of just making her like it looks like they added like 5 years to her face just in terms of getting like stressed out and run down.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Also, Cartoon Network has confirmed we are getting a brand new Justice League cartoon. What's that look for?
Well, do you remember? Do you remember when they announced they were redoing Teen Titans?
Good point.
So we may be getting a new Justice League cartoon, but it might be along the intellectual levels of, I don't know, late 80s Super Friends.
You know good and well the 70s and 60s Super Friends weren't any better. Also, there were no Super Friends in the late 80s. The show was done by then.
Well, again, you know what I mean. Mid-80s Super Friends, the days of Gleep. Those were dark times indeed.
Speaking of dark times, Twin Peaks has hired Peter Sarsgaard for the cast.
Well, that should be good.
Yep. This is Tricia Helfer, and this is a title that will be coming up a couple more times in this topic. She has been hired to play FBI Agent Lang in Powers, the PlayStation Network series based off of the comic about the cops who investigate superheroes by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Omen.
Well, that should be interesting.
Yep. Well, the first season apparently did fairly well. And Sean Bean is in another television show, on top of that one where he's constantly getting disguises. I assume it's still on the air. Called The Frankenstein Chronicles for A&E.
Oh, great. Let's see how quickly he dies in this one.
Well, I'll have to wait till at least the series finale.
Hey, it's Sean Bean. If it's Sean Bean involving any kind of film, he's going to die. As to when, it's negotiable. But it's Sean Bean, he's going to die.
Yep.
That's not true.
Yep.
He's been surviving lately.
Not in anything I've recently watched.
Or me.
Well, then I envy you guys, because I did see Jupiter Ascending.
Well, that's your own dumbass fault.
I didn't pay for it.
Still your own dumbass fault.
Yeah.
Not to mention that show where he's a spy, so he's too much of the main. He's got main character shields.
Hey, if we didn't taught us anything, main character does not mean you stay alive.
Here we go. Speaking of things that make us all hot and horny, John, did you see the new Sherlock trailer for the Christmas special?
Oh, yes. Oh, my, yes. That did tickle me in the subcockle area. My.
It's so beautiful. I'm looking forward to this so much. Mostly because I'm dealing with with Sherlock deprivation.
We're all dealing with Sherlock deprivation. We'll get over it.
It comes with being a fan.
Yeah, that's what Netflix is for. You just throw on a random episode when you need a fix.
Oh, and here's something else coming back from our childhood. We have a new voice for Mr. Peabody. Guess who?
Now, I've seen the commercials for the show. I do not know who the voice is. I recognize it, but I can't place it.
Chris Parnell.
Oh, well, that should be all right then.
Yep. Meanwhile, it looks like Game of Thrones is casting a new Red Priestess.
Saw that.
Yeah, that was apparently something of a big deal. It was weird.
No, yeah, I got nothing.
And also, we should be looking forward to the next Treehouse of Horror episode of The Simpsons.
Yay!
As the opening couch sequence was done by John, I'm going to ruin this name, John Kricfalusi, also known as the creator of Ren and Stimpy.
John K.
It shall be glorious.
This shall be interesting.
And wait.
We got a new teaser trailer for The Lion Guard from Disney, which just feels like the children's cartoon equivalent of when they did Team Knight Rider. Just as we've also... Okay, we almost never bring up American Ninja Warrior on this show, but damn it, when someone's training in a dinosaur costume, we're going to mention it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of videos with that inflatable little dinosaur outfit, but
I like how the biggest complaint is the arms are too long.
See, the only thing that bothered me about that one is, like, you know, you've seen the other people doing gags with more elaborate and realistic dinosaur costumes. I want somebody in a Velociraptor costume to go do that.
I want to know. I just want to see. I want to know if this guy's going to do better than the Streaker. I don't think anybody did as well in that course as the Streaker.
Not before he got taken down.
Seriously, that shit was impressive.
it was.
I kind of wish that security just kind of looked at the two security guys just looked at each other and went, "Let's see how far he gets first."
That's probably what it was. Like, huh, that guy's doing pretty good. Let's let him go for a while.
It's like if he gets high enough, there's no way we're gonna catch him. Guardians of the Galaxy has been confirmed for a second season on Disney XD. And another show that's doing well, Fear the Walking Dead, has the record for highest rated for cable television history.
Sweet.
I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it.
Meh.
Did you watch it yet, John?
No, I haven't. Honestly, I haven't been watching The Walking Dead much lately. I'm about a season behind. I just don't watch much TV anymore.
This is like on the other side of the country, and it's taking place during the period that Rick was sleeping.
Yeah, I
haven't watched The Walking Dead in like 3 years.
Yeah,
so.
I don't
Yeah,
have
that's
time.
the same with Walking Dead.
But I was like, ooh, someone's finally doing the smart thing. They're taking the most interesting part of any apocalypse film, the transition, and actually taking their time with it. And that's what they did. And Mr. Strand is fucking awesome. He's my jam. Speaking of television shows, we're getting a Marvel holiday special.
Why do I have a feeling this one day will live in infamy like the Star Wars Christmas special?
Well, here's something hopefully won't live in infamy. We are getting a spin-off of Adventure Time, focusing on the vampire princess herself that is Marceline.
Now, see, I'm completely I remember reading about that. Is they're going to be doing a 5-part series about the origins of Marceline.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a great idea. I think there are a lot of characters that deserve that kind of, exposition. I really loved, the few episodes you saw, early Marceline's life when she was traveling with the Ice King, and I really think I'd like to see more of the exposition, especially with the post-apocalyptic, notices they've done on there. I'd like to see how the world of Ooh formed. How did Princess Bubblegum come to power? How did each kingdom arise? Those are, I think, interesting questions that might be fun to answer. But then again, I'd also like to see an entire spin-off of, Fiona and Cake.
And one day I'll finish season 1.
Dude, get on the stick, man.
After time, it's ridiculous.
I'm completely
I
caught up
know.
through season 5.
There's a few things were jarring than when I watched the first episode and realized it's not helping.
Yeah, trust me. Keep watching.
I know it's rewarding when you keep on it, but they don't make it easy for a new viewer, especially if you're starting from the beginning, because there's no real beginning.
Yeah, true. There's really no beginning, and there's a lot of random in there, but honestly, it's worth it. I like the random because it reminds me, a lot of it just reminds me of the games I used to play as a child. And I guess that's why I like it so much, because it's a lot of random adventures and princess saving that makes no sense. It's like Calvin Ball.
Yeah, actually, that's a good description. It's Calvin Ball the show.
Exactly. There are no rules. You just make them up as you go.
Oh, God. Now we're going to a 3-part Daredevil Jessica Jones series of news. It has now been confirmed the character that Carrie Ann Moss is playing is Jaren, which is actually a gender swap character. In the comics, this is the lawyer of the Danny Rand's corporation, who is Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided, let's make it a woman, and let's make it Carrie Ann Moss, because damn it, we hired her.
She's hot. Let's use her.
Yep. Also, Jessica Jones has confirmed that they are introducing a new villain for this season. And this is a name that means something. Nuke.
Ah, that should be interesting.
Yep. For those who don't know, there's this wonderful little storyline from Daredevil called Born Again. This is the little storyline so good, even guys like John have read it.
Sadly, yes.
Don't say sadly. It was an awesome story, and you know it.
It's still Daredevil.
Yeah. Some of us, that's our favorite Marvel character, so shut the fuck up. Anyway, the important thing is Nuke is a big part of that. It is also important that Nuke was brought up in about 15 years ago. Actually, no, just a little less than that. In the Grant Morrison run of X-Men, we find out that Nuke is a natural progression of the same program that gave us Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
And later on Wolverine, but I'm sure they won't be talking about that.
Moving on.
And also, a teaser trailer was released for the second season of Daredevil at the New York Comic Con. I suspect we'll be seeing the official version of it sometime in the next 48 hours, because it got leaked.
Yeah.
As in they allowed it to happen, I'm sure. But it gives us our first look at both the Punisher and Elektra.
Awesome.
Daredevil. The show's so good that even a guy like John, who actually hates the character Daredevil, likes the show.
I like the show, and I never really cared for Daredevil.
How much of your experience with Daredevil is from the comic and not the Ben Affleck movie?
Enough said. Moving on.
And finally, Cinemax has gained the rights to George R. Martin's Skin Trade. Did I say Cinemax or Skinemax?
Cinemax.
Okay, good.
I'm not familiar with that Martin work. I could have sworn that was Jim Butcher. And Evan is frozen.
Yep. Hi. How you doing?
No, I'm fine.
I like the war paint.
Nah, thanks. We're talking about Daredevil. I felt it was necessary to, man up.
I need to get cracking on some painting and such. I've got Christmas presents to make.
There we go.
And he's back.
Yay!
Apparently my network connection is experiencing difficulties. I swear, someone has hacked into my damn internet and it keeps using it in the evening.
Well, that's when you need to change your network to something innocuous and to make your password impossible. And he's frozen again.
Rawr.
I think he's honestly BitTorrenting while he's doing this, and not thinking there's any problem. I'm surprised you're not doing Drawloween challenge, Pixie.
I didn't hear about it until after it started.
Well, you still got time to catch up. You were only 11 days behind.
What if I made a really awesome death tower in Minecraft full of lava and such?
Oh, awesome. I have not been playing Minecraft lately. Just between painting and working, I just haven't had the time. I really haven't.
I really need to stop being so, like, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. I really need to, like, start on Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm, pretty much.
Yeah. Lots of cross stitches involved and those fun.
Yep. I'm not sure we're going to get Evan back this time.
We might not.
Let's give him a few more minutes.
But yeah.
Sorry, Internet, we're really boring. Yep. And now he's gone, and let's see if he comes back. And he's back. Welcome back, Evan.
My internet just went out completely for a second.
Yeah, we noticed that.
Yeah, we know. We do the best we can.
That's never happened before. Okay, moving on.
It's the Google Fiber. It's coming to get you.
The Google.
All right, video games. Far Cry video. It exists.
Yeah, they exist. I haven't seen it yet. It's on my agenda to watch.
I'm not that
So, actually, I do have to talk about this. There was a game released last week. I know you guys didn't mention it because I'm mentioning it now. That is finally a sequel to one of my favorite games ever. Back in the early to mid-90s, there was a game released called The Neverhood, which was a delightful point-and-click game, but it was entirely done in claymation. There was a sequel made to it on PS1 known as Skull Monkeys, but it didn't quite fit in. But finally, last week, the company released Armacrog, which is finally the sister we've all needed to the Neverhood. So anybody, I highly recommend pick up a copy of Armacrog. It's on Steam. It's on several other platforms. Play it, enjoy it. It is wonderful.
Okay. Also, Lego Marvel's The Avengers have a new trailer out.
I did see that one. I'm not a huge fan of the Lego games per se. But that one, I'm just like, I may have to get it.
Lego Batman, all of them. Doesn't matter. He plays them all. And he's
Well, it's Jay. I'd expect that.
good at it.
I'm probably going to get a copy of Dimensions because I want to play Lego Doctor.
Yeah.
It's Capaldi. I love the fact which out of all of them, who's the first one to be put into a kids game? Capaldi.
Yeah, you'd figure they'd put Smith in first, or Tenet.
Well, apparently he's the one that's the most popular with kids.
Capaldi?
Out of all the new Doctors, yeah.
Wow.
I guess kids just want verbal abuse.
It's the surly old grandpa aspect.
Yeah. Well, he does constantly keep playing the electric guitar. Or have you watched any of the new season yet?
I'm about 8 episodes into the new season, so.
No, the one currently on the air.
Oh, current one? No, I have not watched any of this current season. I still have to catch one last season.
So far, there have been 4 episodes, and it's basically two-parters, and in both of them, he's playing electric guitar for various reasons.
Okay, so yeah.
And of course, people are all up in arms because of the new Sonic device.
Yeah, the Sonic sunglasses. I have heard about that.
I'm okay with it. Personally, they kind of need to stop using the Sonic damn screwdriver so damn much.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. And finally, it's been confirmed that in December of this year, we're getting a Sims 4.
Why?
Because it will not die, John. Because it will not die.
Oh. and I will continue to not play it.
Yeah. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for another Katamari Damacy. That's what the world needs, more. Or you know what? We need an actual another sequel to Pa Rapper the Rapper. We need to bring that one back.
Oh God, that game. Well, moving on to comic book news, we're getting a revamp of Red Sonja, Vampirella, and Deja Thoris from female superstar creators Gail Simone and Nicholas Scott, the former Australian supermodel actress turned comic book artist. I will never get sick of saying that. Also, we got a new teaser image for Attack on Titan, featuring a very creepy-looking baby Titan.
I'm actually looking forward to that live-action piece.
Actually, I believe that was just a panel from the comic, not the live-action one. So I am looking forward to the movie. I've been waiting 5 days to bring this up because what fascinates me about this is this was actually trending on Facebook. This announcement was, I'm very shocked. Like, it wasn't trending for long, but the fact that it trended at all is just, it blows my mind. Marvel has announced they are releasing a new Power Man and Iron Fist title.
Okay. Dipping in the well for that one on Marvel. Good on you.
Yeah, it's pretty much was not too far from my response. It's just, I think John will agree with me when I say Power Man and Iron Fist is like, as guys into comics, that's cool. It's one of those things. We respect it. It's great. It's coming back, but it trended on Facebook.
Like, how many octogenarians are on Facebook that remember those characters? I mean, hell, I really haven't. I was voracious reading back in the mid to late 80s and early 90s and mid 90s, and I remember those characters, but they were antiquated when I was reading.
Oh God, I just remembered something. I just realized something horrible.
What's that?
Because 20th Century Fox has the rights to Fantastic Four. When they do the Luke Cage series, we won't get the "Where's My Money, Honey" scene.
Well, you can only do so much.
Just look it up, Pixie. Even if you're not into comics, it's worth looking up. Just go into Google, put in "Where's the Money, Honey."
Moving on.
Batman and Robin Eternal has brought back a character who's been missing since New 52 started, Cassandra Cain.
Aw, I want him to bring back King Tut.
Nobody wants to bring back King Tut.
Or the Eggman.
We got Maxie Zeus. What more do you need?
But I want the Eggman. I want some kind of incarnation of Vincent Price to still be alive.
Well, here's something I think you will be non-sarcastic with your enthusiasm for, John.
You assume incorrectly.
IDW is going to make collections of the revived editions of Bloom County in color.
Awesome. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Awesome. Assumed incorrectly.
Also, we are getting an official graphic novel from 451 Media Group of The Warriors.
Interesting.
I'm not sure that really needs to happen. I mean, granted, I love the Warriors. I love the creativity with the gangs. I'm interested to see more about them. But by the same token, a full graphic novel? I'd be happy with some concept art.
We'll see.
Uh-oh, hubby is home. Hey, hubby. How you doing? I miss that sexy little ass of yours. Come on, show it for me, princess. Yeah.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Talking about Uranus.
It probably was a long day at work.
That's all right. It ain't his anus, it's mine. We talking about mine, because I owned it. Picture, you can look. I drew my mustache right on it, so that way no one could mistake it.
Going through my head right now is, who wants a mustache ride?
Wow.
It's not a ride. It's an entire amusement park.
Yeah. Also, a New York Comic Con has been announced. We are getting an Attack on Titan anthology. And yes, there will be American writers and artists involved.
Awesome. Now
Cool.
that I'm actually put money in.
We are also getting a brand new Archer and Armstrong series from Valiant Comics.
Hmm.
The story about a young man with superpowers who's being mentored by an immortal drunk. Honestly, if they ever make an Archer and Armstrong movie, John, you should so be playing. Wait, which one is the drunk? Is it Archer? Damn it.
Don't ask me. I don't remember.
Either way, you would be awesome as that character. You should play him.
No. If Hollywood's going to give us any pair up that we really want, I saw a meme of this week, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. We need to have the Tick paired up with Deadpool.
Have you seen Ted 2?
No.
I think you should watch that. You'd be pleasantly surprised.
I will give it a look.
Oh god, the Comic-Con scene.
Yep, exactly. He knows what I'm talking about.
Also, Eric Larson will apparently be doing artwork for Spawn, which is a shock to me because I didn't realize that comic was still going.
Yeah, can't get rid of Spawn.
Yeah, apparently. Yeesh. Who's still buying that book?
Middle schoolers who think they're cool.
Yeah, man.
Well, the only good thing to come out of Spawn, well, two good things. John Leguizamo's performance in the otherwise shitty movie,
Mm-hmm.
and the HBO series.
Yep.
And
Do it,
that's it.
Spawny. Do it. I love it when you get rough. I always said if I was ever going to go as clown, I'm going to go as the HBO clown. Because that...
Yeah, I can easily see you as clown. That'd actually be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Kiss me first.
And let's see. IDW has also announced, God, John, really, the 80s are coming back. Guess what two series IDW announced that they will be doing? ROM and Micronauts.
Why? What's...
The answer to that question is Bill Mantlo.
You know what? Until they're going to do Silverhawks again, I don't care.
Sometimes, John,
And I swear to God, if Silverhawks, the reboot, it doesn't have as gay an opening as the original 80s one did, because they have a giant falcon ship with rainbows coming out of its ass.
Well, don't forget,
I'm not watching.
John, we're not talking TV, we're talking comics, and Micronauts and ROM both went longer as comics than they did as TV shows.
My point remains valid.
I'm saying, if we were to do Silverhawks, we should put it on TV. Actually, that would work really well with modern... Anyway, let's see. International series and Ghostbusters. Dark Horse announced a new Lone Wolf 2100 miniseries because that's one teat we're never going to stop sucking off of. James Cameron has announced that also from Dark Horse will be Avatar comics.
Of course, no one cares. Moving on.
That's okay. They're also giving us How to Train Your Dragon original graphic novels.
That's okay. That one we care about.
As well as a Legend of Korra comic series.
Again, that one we care about.
To celebrate the 75th anniversary of Captain America, Marvel announced a new storyline called Avengers Standoff.
Okay.
And now for something, John, that should make both of us happy, but is really only going to depress us. Frank Miller has announced that he's working on a new Sin City story.
Will somebody please just go over to his house, take a very heavy crescent wrench, and continually beat him about the back of the head until he stops moving?
We could always just put him in the middle of a Muslim country that's red holy terror.
No, it won't work. It's like putting Bon Jovi into a helicopter with 2 tons of cocaine. They're just gonna come out 2 months later and make another live album.
Momo, did you just scare yourself?
Moving on.
Moving on. Greg Capullo, the fan favorite artist on Batman, who you may remember, John, was doing Spawn back during the last time anyone cared about it,
Yeah, I do.
has confirmed that he's taking a temporary break from Batman so he can work on a project with Mark Miller. Mark Miller is the Scotsman who has a tendency to sell movie rights to his comic book series before they even come out. Which means hopefully we might get a Starlight movie, because I really want to watch that, because Starlight was amazing.
Well, we shall see.
Let's see.
Guys, I hate to cut this short. I'm getting paged from my office, so I gotta drop.
Well, John, before you go, I just want you to know, Comic-Con gave us the Titanic team-up we've been waiting for from Marvel. Howard the Duck and Squirrel Girl.
I approve. Catch you later, Internet.
Bye.
Later. And let's see, aside from that, Marvel has announced the comic book series Spider-Women, featuring the all-female Spider characters. And industry legend John Romita Jr. will be drawing a prequel to The Dark Knight Returns. With that said...
No.
Yeah, people died this week. Gail Zappa, the widow of Frank Zappa, has passed away at the age of 70. As well as comedian and singer Elizabeth Ramsey at the age of 83. And finally, sadly at the age of 40, we have lost, and I can't not say this, Academy Award winner, 3-6 Mafia rapper Koopsta Nika at the age of 40. Yes, people, I will never let you forget that 3-6 Mafia has an Oscar. Because, damn it, they've got an Oscar.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in science news,
Thanks.
let me try that again. Meanwhile, in science news,
Are we having issues again?
no, you were moving, which means I was moving on my end. You were just like doing something for a bit.
I'm here.
I'm Evan. Nice to meet you here.
Smartass.
Proving that Australians just won't fucking die. They have successfully taken a toddler whose head had been somewhat removed from his body and were able to reattach him, with the toddler expected to make a full recovery. Whether this is a medical miracle or just proof that you really can't kill an Australian, only time will tell.
Yeah, apparently, like, his head was completely detached, but, like, the skin never broke. He was, like, in a really bad car accident. I think that's amazing that they were able to save his life. Yes, he's got his head in that big thing with the rods, but probably has no idea what the fuck's going on, but that's pretty fucking impressive, okay?
Meanwhile, Neil deGrasse Tyson has spent time to talk about the science of Batman versus Superman.
And I tell you, but it's totally possible that Batman will kick the shit out of Superman.
Yes and no. I'm sorry, but Batman has never been able to beat up Superman without them making it super contrived, and for obvious reasons. It's kind of hard to really defeat a guy who can kill you by looking at you.
Yeah.
Also, we have discovered in Pennsylvania a brand new venomous Canadian caterpillar.
Lovely.
Yep, there's something in Canada that's actually dangerous, eh?
A.
And we apparently have it confirmed that at some point Mars once had lakes. Mars, we love you! And finally, in miscellaneous, going back to awesome things happening due to the 30th anniversary of Back to the Future, Pepsi is releasing the Pepsi Perfect from the actual Back to the Future Part 2 movie.
Isn't it like $20 a bottle or something like that? They're doing.
That probably won't stop me from buying one at some point, both to try it and to have it. Thing looks ridiculous. Also, some young man out there who has way too much time on his hands took a metric fuckload of Legos and said, let's make a Batmobile. And he did. And when I say let's make a Batmobile, I don't mean one of the little sets. I mean a life-size Batmobile made entirely out of Lego.
Glad he has that much time on his hands.
Honestly, considering how some of those people, Lego people, are, I'm surprised it's not a fully functioning motor and everything.
Yeah.
People have made those out of Legos before.
Mm-hmm.
Also, going back, once again, we have another Make-A-Wish story.
Whee!
As one lucky member was enlisted by the sheriff for a terminally ill young child. Got to help a sheriff kill some zombies.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. We also got our first official look at the Doctor Who Lego playset. I'm going to buy it.
Have fun with that.
Just for that one day, I'm going to find a way to make a special trip to Greenville to visit you guys. You're going to see my little Lego TARDIS and be like, look, Lego TARDIS! Lego TARDIS! Start playing with the little, like, Doctor action figure with my Scottish accent. Got a horror movie called Alien. Oh, that's very offensive. No wonder people keep getting invaded. Let's see. Superstar comic book artist Alex Ross, the man who is known for creating gorgeous paintings of superheroes, has done a Flash Gordon for BAFTA. Has done a picture of Flash Gordon for the BAFTA organization. Good on him. I'm going to save that next one for the very last bit. It's too bad John's not here, so we'll excite him. So there's a football team that has taken on both the emblem and the message of the Man of Steel.
Okay.
Yep, there's a football team dedicated to Superman. If it was a basketball team, Shaq would be on. Also, some artistic genius has decided, let's take these villains from various Disney movies and make them into pinup models.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie. That queen from Snow White, pretty sexy. I don't remember seeing anything from Maleficent, though. And finally, Jay, you might want to get in here for this.
He can hear.
I'm about to blow your mind. We don't know what it is. We don't know what medium it's in, but we know it's happening. It was confirmed this Thursday. Two of the great stalwarts in geekdom, Stan Lee and William Shatner, have confirmed they're working on a project together.
I think that's a lot of people's responses.
What do you say?
Oh, dear God.
Yep. In every variation of emotion that can elicit, yep, sure. Yeah. I think it will be glorious. Glorious does not mean good. It means glorious.
Yeah, I'm curious, but We'll have to see, I guess.
Those two are doing something together. How can you not be curious?
Yeah, exactly.
And that does it this week for High Class Geek News. I apologize for being so disorganized this week, folks. Considering I have a similar work shift next week, I'll probably be disorganized again then, but I will try to avoid it.
Way to go. That's a way to go in advance.
Yeah. In the meantime, we hope you had a good time. We got you through the hour. It is unfortunate John left before we could get his response for the Stan Lee Shatner collaboration.
We'll have to ask him next week.
We'll have to ask him next week, yeah. Until then, you all be good. Have a nice evening. And keep watching The Muppets, because that show is really good.
Oh my gosh, I love it. It's amazing.
Yes.
The drug jokes are the best.
Yes, drug jokes are the best.
I don't like the sex jokes. God, poor Kermit.
Did you see the preview for this week? Oh my god, I about lost it.
Nope, thanks to the fact that I only watch on the internet and don't have commercials, I never see previews, and that kind of makes me happy.
Oh my god, you are going to lose your mind, and it's amazing.
Can this be any more amazing than Gonzo having his girl stolen by Liam Hemsworth?
Yes.
That scene was great.
Licking his cousin and watching the walls melt.
Yes.
Huh?
It is better than Kermit licking his third cousin and watching the walls melt. It will be better than that. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh,
So yes, that's what we're leaving you with, folks. Watch The Muppets.
please. For
So
the
you
love
can
of
come
God.
back when you know what? I think it's just we're gonna start doing weekly recaps of the show. I mean,
Because the show's amazing. I still want to hear Monkey Man's opinion on it. I really do. I wanted to hear what he has to say.
yeah, do not let me forget that before we start the actual news to ask him about that.
All right.
Which, of course, will be Sunday night Eastern Standard Time at 9 p.m. as it is every week. Thank you for joining us, people. Watch The Muppets.